want to move on to the Deshaun Watson. And specifically, I saw a story by Chris Mortensen. It came out either Sunday or Saturday talking about potential trade destinations, and one of those trade destinations was the Miami Dolphins. Now, the media has this perception that the Dolphins may take another quarterback in the draft or may look for another quarterback elsewhere because Tua didn't necessarily have the most inspiring rookie season. Now, this really irritates me because I like Tua. I really do. There are some throws that he makes where it's like, well, how the hell did he fit that in there? He seems to have the team around him. He seems to have the right attitude. And the idea that the Miami Dolphins would take another quarterback after they just drafted Tua Tagovialoa with the 4th pick in the previous draft is asinine to me. So the thought or the question of Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins is something that perked my ears a little bit, because it's not like you're going to draft an unproven commodity, drafting maybe Justin Fields or Zach Wilson at 3 overall, if the Dolphins were to do that, to replace Tagovailoa. Name giving me a little bit of a slip today. You're not drafting an unproven commodity. You're trading for Deshaun Watson, who, against all odds in Bill O'Brien's fun world over there in Houston, was able to have a very impressive season without DeAndre Hopkins, without any real help at all. He had probably one of the best seasons he's had yet as a professional. So, for the Miami Dolphins to trade for Deshaun Watson, that would be something that, man, I have mixed feelings about it, because it's like, it's Deshaun Watson. It's Deshaun Watson. He is so good in so many facets of the game. He's mobile. He's sturdy for the most part. He's had some injury issues, but he's not that injury prone. He's got a cannon for an arm. He knows how to lead. He's a fantastic player, but is that really worth flipping your locker room on its head and trading away your quarterback that you just got in the draft the previous year? Because don't make any nonsense about it. If Deshaun Watson is going anywhere, Houston's going to get a quarterback in return, whether the skill level is on the par or slightly below Deshaun Watson. That's the real question. So for Houston to trade for Tua Tagovialoa, I'm going to be tripping on that name the entire day. We'll just say Tua for the sake of the show. I just don't know if trading for Watson is worth flipping your locker room on its head and trading away your young rookie quarterback who the locker room really seems to like. And the thing with the Miami Dolphins, the thing that has always kept the Miami Dolphins back, apart from not really having a quarterback, I mean, growing up a Dolphins fan, we've gone through more quarterbacks since Dan Marino than, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of analogy to draw this, to paint. I don't know what picture to paint for you here. We've gone through a lot of quarterbacks, and most of them have been really, really bad. So to have Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tua in the same locker room is a blessing. But apart from the quarterback situation, it's always been a culture thing with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins have had a horrible culture for almost 2 decades now. It hasn't been a winning culture. It's been mostly dysfunctional. And the fact that Brian Flores has been able to instill this culture within the Miami Dolphins is probably the most impressive thing about Brian Flores to me so far. He's built a team that wants to play for him. He's built a team that competes hard every week. He's built a team that has young, talented players. And it's like, damn, do you really want to risk all of that by trading away a young quarterback that everybody likes to bring in a surefire proven quarterback? it's just like, I don't know. That's so tough because I guess it depends on where your values lie. Are you a business is business person, or are you a chemistry matters type of person? And I'm a chemistry matters type of person, I guess, at the end of the day. I would feel absolutely horrible for Tua, sending him to formerly, I guess, Bill O'Brien's Fun World. I guess it's Nick Casterios' Fun World now, which is a tough job for him to fall into, right? But I just don't know that I would do it and risk the wrath of the locker room having traded for Deshaun Watson, sending out a kid that a lot of people like, and potentially foo-barring the chemistry that has been so difficult to build for the Miami Dolphins for so long. And that's really my main thing that's just making me so conflicted about this. Because, as I said, it's Deshaun Watson. It's not a draft pick. It's not an unproven commodity. It's Deshaun Watson that you'd be trading for. But you're also getting rid of this kid that has a lot of potential that a lot of people like. I just don't know. And, of course, you know, we haven't really necessarily talked about the asking price to get a player like Deshaun Watson. I think the Dolphins would, at the very least, have to give up their number 3 pick for Watson. They'd have to give up either one of their first-round picks. I believe they drafted 3 and 18. They'd have to give Houston one of those draft picks. And it's like, God, with the way that the team played this year, missing the playoffs at 10 and 6, which the AFC was historically good this year, missing the playoffs at 10 and 6, chemistry is right. You know, team seems to be rallying around Flores. If I'm the Dolphins, I want those draft picks. So to be able to trade for Watson, you'd have to give up one or both of those draft picks, and I just don't know if I'm willing to part ways with that. So you would, not to mention Tua, right? So you would have to part ways with your draft pick. You would have to part ways with your quarterback that you drafted at number 4 last year for Deshaun Watson. And again, just hate to sound like a broken record, it's Deshaun Watson, proven quarterback, coming off one of the best years of his career in an absolute hellhole of a franchise that are the Houston Texans. I just don't know. I just don't know that I would do it. And just a funny side note before we move on, you know, it's funny that it's the Houstons and it's the Texans and the Dolphins, because the trade Larry Tunsil to the Houston Texans is actually what enabled the Dolphins to get this good of a pick. So I feel like, just on standing principle there, it'd kind of be weird to give that pick back to the Houston Texans and giving away your quarterback that you drafted last year. I feel very bittersweet about it. But if you held a gun to my head and say it's either Deshaun Watson or it's Tua Tagovialoa with 2 first-round draft picks, I would pick Tua Tagovialoa with 2 first-round draft picks. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching that segment of the Hard Headed Sports Podcast. If you're interested in watching more of these segments coming out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday as the show does, you should click subscribe to the Hard Headed Sports YouTube channel. And if you are interested in listening to the entire Hard Headed Sports Podcast in full, links in the descriptions to the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, available on all those platforms. Thank you so much for listening, watching, and I will see you very soon.